What happened?
Somebody just drained all the juice out of the oranges and now they're just not sweet oranges.
Who would do such a thing?
Orange murderer.
Is anybody sus?
Obviously Red did it. And she's been the imposter like 50% of the time.
You drained them out of my beautiful oranges.
I called the emergency meeting.
Yeah, you did. But maybe was it to throw us off?
Anyway, we have a bunch of tasks to do today, and we have to watch out for the imposters. All they want to do is sabotage us.
Thank you.
I know I saw someone go in here, but there's no one in here. There's nobody under there either. Nobody up here. Probably need to complete my task. No imposter here. Guess I'll be on my way.
Now, what do we have here? Someone sabotaged the lights. I'm not scared. It was just my shadow. There's nothing to be afraid of, silly. What's that sound? What was that? I just need to complete my task so I can get out of here. Yes.
Wow, this book is gonna really help me how to be a better crewmate. I'm gonna learn so much. Wait, blue is sus? That doesn't help me at all. Oh, I better get back to completing the task. I lost my paper. I don't remember what my task was. Usually I'm the imposter, and I don't make a very good crewmate, and I've never even been in this room before.
I bet everybody thinks that I'm the imposter. Just because I was the last 10 times doesn't mean that I am now. What am I supposed to do now? Be a good crewmate? Well, that was easy. Might as well explore a little bit while I'm here.
I knew it! Emergency meeting! I saw you vent.
That's what you think you saw, but what you saw wasn't what was really seen.
Oh, how the turntables have turned. I knew you were the imposter.
But I'm really not.
Oh yeah? Prove it.
I just told you I'm not the imposter.
I'm convinced.
I believe her too.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. Red, you called the emergency meeting.
Yeah, but I think she's telling the truth.
I thought we all decided to eject Black Betty.
But I think we should keep her.
I don't understand you guys at all. Emergency Bible meeting, that's new.
keep a secret.
Wait, you hit the emergency Bible button.
I sure did.
I didn't even know there was an emergency Bible button.
Well, sometimes you just need a little emergency Bible. You know what I mean?
I love all the stories in the Bible.
Well, during the last game, when we thought Red was the imposter, it reminded me that we had been talking about how Jesus had been betrayed.
Judas was the one who betrayed Jesus, right?
It was.
He sabotaged him with a kiss.
Didn't Judas have help? I mean, he did have a whole crew of imposters.
That's close, Red Velvet. There were a bunch of crews called the Sanhedrin that wanted Jesus out. They wanted him gone.
Like, gone?
Gone. So when Judas kissed Jesus, they arrested him and carried him off. They took Jesus to Caiaphas and called an emergency meeting. That's when Caiaphas asked Jesus questions like, "Are you able to destroy this temple and rebuild it up in 3 days?" But Jesus never said a word. He didn't open his mouth. And Caiaphas kept getting madder and madder. Then Caiaphas asked Jesus, "Tell us, are you really the Messiah? Are you the Son of God?" And that's when Jesus said, "You have said it." Woo boy, Caiaphas got so mad, he ripped and tore his clothes like a WWE wrestler and started hollering and shouting and screaming. He was like, "You're an imposter!" That's when Caiaphas and all the other elders and priests started spitting on Jesus and said, "You need to die, it's time for you to die, ejected!"
They didn't know that Jesus came to save everyone, did they?
They sure did not. They only cared about themselves. They were so selfish. They actually called Jesus the imposter and they spit on him. They couldn't see that they were the true imposters. Every single one of them. Then, during the emergency meeting, they took Jesus off to Pilate and tried to get him in bigger trouble. So they took Jesus and they took Barabbas, the murderer, and they put him in front of the crowd. And they said, "Which one of them do you want saved, crowd? Jesus or Barabbas, the murderer?" And the crowd did not say Jesus. They said, "Save the murderer." And that's when Pilate says, "Hey, crowd, I don't know if y'all know, but Jesus is pretty innocent to me." And that's when the crowd says, "His blood be on our hands." And so Pilate said, "Jesus, you're ejected."
Time out. During the emergency meeting, they could have saved Jesus?
They sure could have. Instead, they decided to save the murderer Barabbas. After Pilate washed his hands, he said, "What do you want me to do with Jesus?" And he put his hand up and the whole crowd said, "Crucify him!" It was a sad day. They were ejecting the wrong person. The crowd didn't know it, but they were completing tasks that the prophet said that they would do hundreds of years before they did it.
So what happened?
Wait, someone didn't complete their task. Quick, you guys, we gotta train hard like good crewmates.
It is time to get your crayons and your paper because we're going to draw another How to Draw Jesus story. So today we're going to do 2 circles for Jesus's face. We're going to have the backwards J and the wonky U. Remember, here's his beard. There's the face. It's not quite happy today because I'm going to be telling you a not very happy story. Gonna do some of Jesus's hair right here. And today we see Jesus not standing in front of the crowds, not laying hands on the sick. Instead, we see Jesus with his hands bound. So you're gonna draw his sleeves just like this. Gonna have his hands out. You're gonna have a big chain here and a big chain here. So how you do the chain is you just do interlocking circles all the way up. We're gonna finish Jesus's robe. And Jesus, like I said, wasn't traveling. He had been arrested. And he was brought to see Pilate. Remember last week, where they brought him in front of the courts and Jesus said, "I am that I am." Well, today, you can do a long rectangle right there. Pilate had interviewed Jesus. He had talked to him. And he said, "I can't find any fault in him." So he brought him out in front of the people. He brought Jesus out, and he brought another man out called Barabbas. All right, we're going to do big eyes because Barabbas is going to have his eyes closed right here. And we're going to have big eyebrows right here. We're going to have a backwards J for his face. And then his beard is a little different. We're going to draw it kind of like a square. We're going to have a little headpiece on right here. And here's Barabbas's face. And Barabbas is talking to everybody. So he's got a D as his mouth. And Pilate takes them both out in front of everybody, all the people, and they're both chained. And he said, hey guys, who do you want me to let go? Who? Do you want Jesus, who I say I can't find any fault in him? He's a pretty good guy. Do you want Jesus? Or do you want me to let go Barabbas? Which one? Oh, and by the way, Barabbas is a murderer. Wow. So all the people watching looked up at Pilate. Let's draw Pilate's face right here. So that's the top of his head. All right, we're going to give him two little eyeballs right here. And don't worry if one of your eyeballs is a little wonky, it's okay. We're just having fun here drawing. So here's his face. Gonna have a little bit of a square face. And here's his backwards J. See? And then we're gonna do some hair because he's losing a little bit of hair. So we're gonna put it on the side. Just like that. And then there's his ears. I could have drawn Pilate a little bit better than that, right? But hey, it is what it is. All right. So Pilate's arms are down. And he's sitting in front of everybody. And he says, crowd, who do you want me to let go? And this is the part of the story where you would think that the people would feel bad. Because remember, Jesus was the same one that would go through their towns and heal people. Jesus was the same one that if they had a sick daughter or a sick son, that those people would go to Jesus. And Barabbas was a murderer. But instead, and we're going to start drawing the back of people's heads right here. So all that's going to look like is maybe a little back of the head right here. And here's the robe, because they're all facing Jesus. And you know what they start saying? They start saying, crucify, crucify. And I remember being little and hearing that story and thinking, oh, they're about to say crucify Barabbas because, you know, he's a murderer, he's a bad guy. And no, that's not what happened. Instead, everybody's shaking their fists. Now remember, we're drawing them backwards. They're shaking their fist and pointing their finger at Jesus. And they're saying, crucify him! Crucify him! Can you imagine what Jesus must have felt hearing all of those people saying, crucify him? Can you imagine? Jesus loved every single one of them. Even though when they had the chance and they could have let him go, they chose to free Barabbas instead. Jesus loved them that much. Jesus loves you that much. So the story doesn't end here. Once they decided that they wanted to let the murderer Barabbas go instead of Jesus, Pilate says, that's it. I've washed my hands of the whole thing. You guys are going to decide this fate. So they said, his blood be on our hands. And then they sent Jesus off to be beaten. But I got great news for you guys. There's a good ending to this story. We're in the middle of it right now, so it seems a little sad. We're going to talk about the rest of the story next week. But for right now, where can we find the story of Jesus almost being released, but Barabbas was instead? Where is that found in the Bible? I'd love for you to send it to me. You can send me an email, or you can just come and tell me at jessica.berry@gcofonline.org. We love hearing from you guys. Keep up the amazing drawings. Send them in. We love to see them, and we can't wait to tell you the rest of the story next week to see what happens to Jesus.
Feel the wonder, say his name. Watch the darkness slip away. Put your power on display. Say goodbye to fear and shame. We won't stop coming after you. We won't move until you move. Come and do what only you can do. Come and do what only you can do. We won't stop coming after you. We won't move until you move. Come and do what only you can do. Come and do what only you can do. Signs and wonders in his name. We won't stop coming after you. We won't move until you move. Come and do what only you can do. Come and do what only you can do. We won't stop coming after you. We won't move until you move. Come and do what only you can do. Come and do what only you can do. Move right now. We want you. We want you.
Your heart, and with all your soul and with all your strength, you'll never be apart. He loved you from the start, made you a work of art, gave you breath, now you can breathe, gave you a beating heart. So love him with all of your soul, go ahead, give him all the control. Love him with all of your strength, in him you can be content. He can save your soul on any day, won't play games cause you don't play. He can judge your way from the worst way, he can judge your Monday through Sunday. Love the Lord your God with all of your heart, and with all of your soul, and with all of your strength. Love the Lord your God with all of your heart, and with all of your soul, and with all of your strength. Deuteronomy 6 and 5. Deuteronomy 6 and 5. Deuteronomy 6 and 5. Love the Lord your God with all of your heart, and with all of your soul, and with all of your strength. I used to wish for love and I wish him well. hell till I found a love that never fails. How he feels about you isn't hard to tell. Got hung on a cross with steak nails. Got a crown of thorns till the blood fell. Every lash that he got a story to tell. Death locked him up, but he made bail. Judas sold him out like a bake sale. Took the keys from death when he went to hell. You know the story, he never take L's. He only wins, he only prevails. His love is for free and it's never for sale. Love so deep and it won't stop. His love is the best and it's on top. Won't never change, won't flip flop. Hit harder than a beat when the beat drops.
Love the Lord your God with all of your heart and with all of your soul and with all of your strength. Love the Lord your God with all of your heart and with all of your soul and with all of your strength. Deuteronomy 6 and 5. Deuteronomy 6 and 5. Deuteronomy 6 and 5. Love the Lord your God with all of your heart and with all of your soul and with all of your strength. Love the Lord your God with all of your heart and with all of your soul and with all of your strength. Deuteronomy 6 and 5. Deuteronomy 6 and 5. Deuteronomy 6 and 5.
Luke 17:21. The kingdom of God is among you. John 3:17. God didn't send his son into the world to condemn it, but to save it through him.